I have to, so now I've resumed the recording. A little box will jump up on your screen that says stuff, but basically you have to click the word "got it" and it should jump out of your way, and then you're ready to go. All right, excellent. So this is the way we start both the Monday and the Friday class. We always start with this seated meditation, scooting forward to the front edge of your chair, hands resting on your thighs. And it's where we begin to find our, the Chinese term for it is zhongjing, or central upright, or central pillar, from the crown of your head straight down through like a plumb line, down through the middle of you, down through perineum, right at the sort of middle of the floor of your pelvis. And then that middle sort of splits into the two buttock bones, which also when we stand up will be like we've split into our two legs, our 2 feet. So just notice for a second how you could rock over to your right butt cheek and rock over to your left butt cheek. And you could take this central pillar and it sort of stays intact, but you're changing weight to weight. So that's just like a basic sort of, okay, calibrate, find your middle. Hands are comfortable, just resting. You're not grabbing your legs, just find a place where they can rest. And then we'll zip the mouth closed, close your mouth, so that the only way to get that breath in and out is through the nostrils. So we'll do a little nasal breathing here. So close the mouth and in through the nose. Big breath in, and then we'll go out the mouth all the way out. And then when you're ready, in through the nose. Hold the breath a little bit, and then open the mouth. Out the mouth. Do that a few more times. In through the nose. Bringing breath through the nose requires more muscular effort, which is why a lot of us become mouth breathers. The mouth drops and we just go in and out through the mouth very easily. So we want to close that and get that breath pulled in, and you feel all this respiratory musculature activate, and then feel it all relax. We'll do that about, let's say, 12 more long, smooth breaths. In the nose, holding, out the mouth. Many of these muscles we're using are also tied into our posture. So because our posture is suffering, our breathing is suffering. And then because our breathing suffers, our posture suffers more, and then more, and then more, and then more. And so they kind of feed on each other. Whereas we kind of have to start with this breathing to improve the posture. It opens us up. It stretches some of this space that's become so compressed. And then it relaxes and melts and gets rid of that deep tension and grip. So let's do just another 6 more. In the nose, out the nose or mouth. And this, if I could wave a magic wand and get one thing to happen, it would be that you all, that really everybody in the world, but especially with the Parkinson's, that you find multiple times a day to do just this, where you stop, you align and calibrate, and then you breathe in, nice, long, and full, hold, breathe out. Because one of the other side effects of this work is nervous system down regulation. Getting rid of that sort of tension and possibly some of this sort of activity in the nervous system to melt it out of the system. So it's relaxing, but it's also not slouching in a couch relaxing. It's alignment, it's open, it's in developing the integrity of the body. So if you remember nothing else from the practice and you say, oh, I have no idea what I would do on my own, but try to remember this: sitting, Zhong or central pillar, and then maximum breathing in through the nose, holding out through the mouth, cleansing. Let's do 3 more. Notice any grip in the shoulders, try to release. So now we add on the first 3 joint mobilization movements. So you stay facing forward, I'm turning sideways so you can see some of the angles of the body. First movement, slide your hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, lift your chest and chin and look up. So we're arching the spine, we're opening the front. Now slide your hands forward past the knees till your elbows are locked. Hollow your chest back. So this movement of the sternum back and the head, drop the chin down, drop the head forward. So now we're rounding the back. And slide the hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, open the chest, look up, arching all 24 vertebrae going into what's called extension. And then slide those hands forward past the knees, hollow the chest back, drop the head, spinal flex. 2 more. Can you inhale as you go into this open shape? Inhale and then exhale as you round. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Round. Now come back to the neutral shape, the neutral position. Relaxed. Now rotation. Your left hand forward past your knee. Your right hand sliding back, elbow back, turn shoulders and head to your right, as if you're trying to look behind you. Then switch, turning back to center, turning, and go the other way. Left elbow back, right hand sliding forward, and then switch again. Sliding right hand back, left hand forward, turning, look over the shoulder, and switch again. Turn, and switch again. So now we're just sliding and gliding, smooth movement. Smooth movement the other way. 1 more each direction. Turn to your right and then turn to your left. Very good, everyone. Come back to the middle. That's the first 2 joint mobilizations, and now the third. Drop the arms alongside you and let the arms hang. Now shift the weight like we did earlier a little bit more to your right buttock, and then droop the torso, droop the spine, let the head hang, and then float your left wrist up. And so just hang here and possibly even have your left foot float. And then let's come back to the middle. Now shift the weight a little over to the left buttock, lean and droop and act like you're trying to touch the floor with the left hand. Right wrist floats up, right foot, your right foot's my left, but your right, empty. And then let's come back to the middle. So now we're moving in what's called the lateral direction, sideways in space, and back to the middle. So the basic general overview goal of Tai Chi and Qigong and Taoist movement is this unhindered movement, unhindered uh, body, joints, tissue, everything can move without obstruction and hindrance, and yet it's organized around the middle, organized around this feeling of stillness. So it's not so free moving that it's sloppy and out of control, but it's not so controlled and precise that it becomes rigid. So you're balancing these two ideas. Now back to middle. From here, very, very important area of the body, chest, arm, shoulder blade, upper back, neck. This whole chassis tends to get stuck. People get stuck. You know, if you look around, people are kind of walking around like this, everything's sort of out of balance, out of kilter, and they're just sort of stuck and adhered. So this next set of movements, shrug up, melt down. Again, shrug up, melt down. That's the first movements of the shoulder blades. Shrug up, so we're squishing like a sponge, and then we're melting, softening, relaxing, releasing. One more. Up and down. Now the next two movements, shoulder blades squeeze together. That's called retraction. Then they relax and spread apart from each other. This is the weird one usually. This is the one that people have a hard time creating. It's called protraction. So notice I'm hollowing this space, and the shoulder blades spread. And then the shoulder blades squeeze, and then the shoulder blades spread. Do that twice more. Shoulder blades squeeze, shoulder blades spread. One more. So that's called retraction, protraction. Remember this unhindered body. Now, from this protracted state, lift. Stay lifted as you go back. Stay back as you come down. Stay down as you come under. Stay forward as you come up over, and start getting these shoulder blade circles. And again, you can see this whole area I was describing has to change a lot. I have to hollow, and then I have to lift, and then I have to hollow and lift. So your thoracic spine and your head and neck have to go through some changes in order to allow this movement to really get done. So it's inducing a loosening up of certain areas. Now reverse that. Back, up, over the top, forward into this rounded weird shape, and then down, under, back and up, over top, forward, down, back and up, over top, back and up, over top, down. One more. And down. Bend your elbows. Elbows like chicken wings, out and up, 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 up. And then softly down. And then around in front, squeezing closed. Feel how that opens up your middle and upper back. And then relax the elbows down. Out and up. And down. Around in front, squeeze. One more. Just getting that fluid, easy movement. Now, elbows back behind you. Then elbows down, forward, up. And notice the hands. The hands go down the back as the elbows go up. And then elbows forward, then down, then back. down, forward, up, forward, down, back. So again, we're just cleaning out, like cleaning off rust and residue on some gears so that those gears can start to flow with ease again. One more. And down. Now, elbows out, palms face the floor, one above, one below. Cross and hug your own body and crawl your hands around. Try to give yourself a squeeze. And then relax that squeeze effort and see if you can get this buoyant feeling. Elbows not back, but out to the side. So notice here, I'm not taking my elbows back. I'm going out, straight out to the sides. So I'm opening and then switch, which is on top, which is on the bottom. Cross and hug and squeeze. And then release that and just open to the side. One more of each. Cross. Open. Cross. Open. Down. Release down. Swing. So ideally here, we're feeling loose in the arms. And notice this is different. This swinging feeling is different than if I hold onto my arm with muscle tension and move it. Here, it looks similar, but I got to release, release, release. Float. Loose. So keep that loose quality. And just let those arms hang. Now, scoot back a little bit. Right knee, lift, and pull the heel in towards your butt. We call that chambering or loading. And then push away from you. And then reload. Set the foot down. Other leg, we'll do 3 of each. Load, push away, reload. Set it down. Other leg, load and push, reload, down. Load, push, reload, down. Load, push, reload, down. One more with the left. Down. Now, straighten the right leg out, point foot, all the way point. Flex foot, all the way flex. Point and flex. One of the main things I notice in my private work and when I'm really able to look at, and this isn't just in the Parkinson's, this is with folks, especially as we're aging, the movements become a little too small. So focus on all the way point. All the way flex. Rather than 1,000 reps, think about complete and thorough. Complete and thorough. Now, tilt the foot in, out. It's called invert, evert. Invert, evert. Invert, evert. Now, circle. Again, thorough. All the way around. All the way around. Reverse the circle all the way around. And switch. Remember, thorough, all the way point, all the way flex. Point, flex. Finish it with the brain out to the toes. Finish it all the way. Invert, evert, a little tilt, 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 and tilt. A few more. Circle, around, around. Switch, circle. and down. Scoot forward to the front edge. From there, step your feet a little wider apart than hip distance. Lift the toes off the ground so the heels are the only thing touching the ground, and then turn so that your knees and your toes are pointing in. And notice how this is different than just letting your knees come in. This is not very good for the knees. This, however, is no problem on the knees and is very good for the hips. Now lift your toes and open all the way out. Feel this groin area. This is very important space in Tai Chi understanding of body mechanics. This, they call it the qua. So close the qua and then open the qua. There are lymph nodes in this area. The prostate is in this area. The bladder, the procreative organs. So this kind of movement allows for flow rather than stagnation. So we want to open and close, squeezing like a sponge. Open, close, squeezing. One more. Open, close. All right, and then back to neutral legs, bring them to hip distance. Forward fold. So from here, hip hinge, bowing, and then sit vertical. This one, very important that we don't just round our spine thinking we're folding at the hip crease. In fact, don't round the spine, just fold. So you create this line change. Now you're diagonal in space, but it's from where the hips and legs meet. Come back up. Now from here, from that same place, lean a little bit back. And then sit vertical and fold. Really let this stretch open that low back, sacrum, upper buttock area, and lean back. This is the powerhouse of the body. One of the main reasons people have a hard time standing up, sitting down, and doing other athletic activities as they're aging is because we lose this mobility at this very important junction. Everything around the back and hips gets stuck. So we're opening that up. Now we're going to use this to stand up. So remember, our arms loose, right? We circled and we cleaned out junk that was up there. So ideally we've got this empty quality. Now slide your feet back a little bit so you have this acute angle at the knees. Fold at the hips, loose arms, and kind of pour your body weight out of the chair, down through your legs, down through the feet to the ground, and then stand up. Now, when you stand up, another common thing, as soon as we get up here, people think they have to do something in the chest and shoulders. I'm exaggerating, but notice if you're doing any kind of holding on here, just let it go. Be super relaxed. Let your body weight go through you down to the earth. Now we're going to sit down. Same idea. The body weight's still down through the feet. Fold at the hips. Stick your butt back when you sit. Find the chair. Then you come back and let your chair take the body weight. So notice here your feet are empty and the chair is taking the body weight. And then we fold and pour the weight out of the chair. And now our legs are where the weight is getting through to the ground. Sitting down. See if you can just let this feel free and easy. Fold and stand. And let's do a couple where we don't sit in the chair. So it's like doing a squat. Use this like there's something on the ground and you have to get that thing off the ground. Stick your butt back, sit your butt low, dangle your hands down and try to touch your toes or touch the floor. And then come back up to standing all the way vertical. Again, so we're sticking the butt back a little. Now we've opened up this joint so that we can just sink and get down to the floor, touch the floor, and then come back up to standing. Then we stick the butt back and we sink. And we rise. One more time. Sink. Remember that point I was making earlier. Relaxed, loose, unhindered movement organized around a center, organized around a still point to some degree. So loose and relaxed and easy, yet organized. That's what Tai Chi, or precise. So now from our standing position, change your weight to your right leg only, and then change your weight to your left leg only. So remember my Zhongjung, my central or your central pillar. So keep an eye on that central pillar and keep it somewhat vertical, right? Meaning we're not leaning it this way and leaning it that way, but we're letting ourselves from our middle move so that we go to the right leg and move so we go to the left leg. Change the weight. Change the weight. So it's almost like you're walking in place. This is one of the things I tell my folks who deal with freezing gait, especially if your gait freezes when you're out in public, right? Because you're standing in line, kind of stuck in place. So this is something you should do when you're at a stoplight or you're waiting, so as to not get stuck with lock joints and everything stuck in place. You just keep going. Okay, one empty, one full. One empty, one full, staying loose and relaxed. Loose and relaxed. Now we add to it. Change your weight to your right leg. Reach your right hand more down. Lift the left hand up. And then switch. 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 So this is called left-right yin-yang, or left-right empty full. There's a bit of a cognitive challenge in the sense that you're trying to not, what I'm seeing some people do is move one and then move the other. But what you want is moving both opposite each other. So again, that's the brain having to track these opposing movements while you're also changing body weight. And then we take that challenge a step further, reach your high hand forward, your low hand comes a little bit behind you. Now this low hand comes up like you're going to tickle your armpit. So it comes up. As it's coming up, this high hand goes down. And then we change. That is the high hand. This is now the low hand, and it comes up. And then we change again. So you're still changing leg to leg, but you're adding this wheeling motion. Just notice how, again, that's a little challenge for the brain to track both of these movements. Can you reverse the wheel? That hand goes under the armpit and down as the other hand swings way out in front. And then that high hand retracts and goes under the armpit as the other hand swings way out. And then that retracts and this one swings way out. Retract, swing way out. And we're still walking in place, changing to the right leg, changing to the left leg. Change, change. And finally, bring your left hand up high, have it close to the body, press it straight down with a flattened palm, like you're pressing something down. This hand rises up, relaxed. Then you relax the bottom, flatten the top, and it's press, rise. And then the top hand flattens, gets ready to press. As it presses, the bottom hand rise. And then press and right. Changing leg into your left, into your right, into the left, into the right, left, right, left. Both hands down. What's called shogun, or closing gesture. Wings. Roll your palms up. Fold at the elbow joint. Hands come over top, and then settle down to the middle. Here's the belly button level at the middle. And then hands cross. All right, so that would be considered more what's called a qigong, or it's like a calisthenic. It's like an exercise that tries to make something happen. And there's many different qigongs. Last week we did a whole bunch. We essentially did all qigong. Today we're going to go right into tai chi. Tai chi is similar but a little different, and it's more about smooth movement through these ranges. Okay, so now what's called the Tai Chi gunslinger, at least that's what I call it. So it's this ready position. So the way we can get a feel for it is, first, lock your knees, which we don't really want to do, and squeeze your armpits like you're trying to crush something inside your armpits. So you're locking everything up. You're sort of holding the body. And a lot of times we're doing this without knowing. We're sort of clenching the body. So clench the body and then stop clenching. Relax. Let the knees soften so that there's a little room to sink. And let there be a little bit of space. They say in Tai Chi, the size of a bird egg in the armpit. Now, that doesn't mean we want to hold it like that, but we want to allow for a little bit of space, a little bit of room there. Let's do that one more time. So lock the knees and squeeze the armpit area closed, like you're trying to crush the bird egg. And then just relax, soften that, and let the knees bend. So we've got this loose, soft quality at the knees and armpits. Now rising hands, floating forward and up. At the top, let the hands do this little change where the fingers get above, and then like you're painting with the fingertips all the way down. Let's do that again. Rise. So when we rise up, you see the shape of the arm. There's a little bit of internal rotation and looseness here. And make sure your arms are way out in front. Art, bring your arms way out in front. There you go. And keep those wrists very relaxed, dropped, right? And then at the top, there's this little change of position. And we haven't even started sinking yet, but we change. Then there's the sink down, all the way down. Now, once you get all the way down and behind you, then again, before we go forward and up, there's this little change of position. So I was like that, and now I'm changing to that shape, and we're ready to go forward and up. And then there's that change of shape down. Very nice, everybody. And then that change of shape up. Change of shape. One more. Rising hand. Now, as you come down, go into low cradle, this position. Notice that sort of cradle circle bassinet look. Open. Notice again, the wrists are loose. There's this shape, and then there's this change, right, on both sides, down. And as they come towards each other, there's that change of shape. So we're back to that cradle and open. Feel opening from the space inside here, opening. And then the hands go through that little change and sweep down and under. So on our way up, there's a little bit of this roundedness. I'm sort of exaggerating it here. But open, down and under. Open and down. Open. Down. Now open. At the top here, turn your palms up, fold over top, and then fall right down through that center space, completely released. Hanging arms. Wing, roll, fold, just easy as you can do it. And then just through that space in front of you, let the hands fall all the way to totally release. One more. Open. Roll, fold. Fall softly. Now the opposite of that, with a little extra exaggeration. Hands come towards each other, backs of hands face each other. Raise up, but keep the hands close to the body. So this forces us to hollow the front, open up the back, and then open out over top, and then wings down. Internally rotate the arms, hollow the front, and come up straight through that front space. And then big round down. And again, internal rotation, hollow the front, raise up, keeping hands close to the body in this particular movement. Open, down. Sorry, lost you guys there. Open. And now, wings. Right hand turn palm up. Hand comes up over top. Left hand sweep down under. And then bring the hands towards each other. Away from each other, around the big circle. So we get to the wings. Now left hand is coming up and over, right hand coming under. They come towards, then away, around, over, under, towards, away, around, over, under, towards, and away. And down. Scoop and bring the hands straight up. Now here, straighten your legs almost like you're locking your knees and be lifted. Then turn your palms face down and get this feeling of settling, 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 down, down, releasing. Now notice we're settling, but we're not squatting. We're just settling. And then raising, legs straighten, we're lifting up, arms are coming up. And then this practice of the energy of on or sinking, like how water naturally sinks down when left somewhere, how it just goes and finds the ground reservoir. One more time. This is the expression pung, the fire lifting quality. And then this is the water sinking, settling, softening. Once more, bring hands up right in front of the chest, but this time pull elbows back, turn palms forward. Now the push straight ahead. Notice this through line. So notice how I'm not forcing back like that and pushing here. It's more like you're pushing through the tips of your fingers, and then wrap, draw, back, turn, and push. Wrap, draw. turn and push all the way. Now here, go all the way to the full reach, and yet at the same time, keep this on, or this sinking quality, and almost move your torso back as you're extending, rather than your body being pulled with your arms. Settle down towards the earth and have your back going back, so you feel that dynamic tension, and then wrap, draw all the way back. 2 more like that. So again, as you're pushing, instead of focusing on going out with your hand, focus on the idea that you're sinking down through your legs to the earth, and your body staying where it is to keep everything balanced. And back. Again, push. Turn. Turn your left palm to face forward. Push through the left, keeping the right back. This should cause a little bit of a rotation, little bit of a turn. Now turn your left hand to face the body, right hand faces away. 1 draw back, 1 push forward with a light rotation at your middle pivot. Then turn right hand to face the body, left hand to face, ready to push, and then 1 draw, 1 push. And then the hands simultaneously change. 1 draw, 1 push. Simultaneously change, draw, push. Change, draw, push. Change. Make sure that left hand faces forward, Art. There you go. Draw, push. So left hand will face here, right hand will turn and face forward, and it's draw, push. Again, organized around that middle, but yet totally free movement. Totally free movement, yet not sloppy, not imbalanced, centered. Now, both hands back, down. Relaxed arms. Let's focus on the lower half here just a few moments. So once again, change your weight to your right leg. Left leg's a little empty. Change your weight to your left leg. Right leg's a little empty. Now, change your weight to your right leg. From your middle pivot, turn. As you turn that way, just swing your arms a little bit over that way. Now, turn your left palm to face back to the right, and have your right palm facing to the right, so that now as you shift to the left leg and turn from your middle pivot, the hands do what's called the bear washing paws in the stream. Now, right leg is empty, body is turned left. Turn the hands so that they face the other way, and shift and turn and brush and sweep. Turn the hands, shift and turn, brush knee, sweep the leg. Hands turn, we go shifting, turning, brush knee, sweep the leg. Let the buoyancy of the body start allowing your arms to stay low, but they start exploring the stream a little more. So this becomes swirl the stream. So now this outside hand, I'll turn sideways, you can see it goes away from the body, but make sure you stay down through your body in the earth, and then the hand circles close in. And so you got brush knee and swirl the stream, and then brush knee and swirl. Brush and swirl. Brush and swirl. Brush knee and swirl the stream. Now the buoyancy, again, creeping through the body as the tissue loosens. So now we do the bear swats the low jumping fish. So now your lifted hand, right hand, you've got brush knee, and then sweeping across around the middle level. Then that hand drops back into the water as the left hand floats up a little. And now we're shifting, turning, brush knee, swat the fish. Then that hand falls, this rises, shift and turn, brush knee, swat the fish. That hand drops, the other rises, shifting, turning, brush, swat, change arms. Then again, the buoyancy creeping through the body becomes the higher jumping fish. Sweep that hand up over top, and then it falls down. And then up over top. Now, Art, make sure that the arm that's going up is this outside hand that's coming over top. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. So the bottom hand is brush knee. That's the swatting hand. And then they switch. There you go. Good. And just remember that idea of unhindered movement, but not sloppy, organized around the middle. So it has both qualities of precision and control and looseness and freedom. Finally, let's pause over here on the right leg. Let's all get to where we're on your mirror. Left hand dips into the water. Right arm float up, roll, and fold. It's called brush knee and push. Shift to your left leg. Turn from your middle and go brush knee, push. Now let both arms get out. Right hand comes down into the water. Left hand roll, fold. Make sure you fold at that elbow. So now this is a loaded weapon, and we're shifting, turning, and brush and push. So let that spring-loaded hand and arm express. And then let that right hand roll fold. So now this one up here is loaded, spring-loaded, and then we're shifting, turning, brushing, and pushing. They get all the way extended, but yet you're still grounded where you are. Then they return to the ready position, and we just wash across this way. All the way to the fingertips. Return to the ready position. Shifting, turning, brush knee, and push. Go all the way to the fingertips. Return to the ready position, and then shift and turn and brush and push. And they return to the ready position. Flow. And flow. Let's do a few more where you just try to get that fluid, easy. And it's the slowness of Tai Chi. Slow but not stagnant. So eventually, you're not really holding yourself back and going slow, but we do need to go slow enough so that we're not just skipping over moments, having blackout moments. We want to be present, 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 present the whole way across. Present as we let the limbs float and exchange, and then across. What you find with Tai Chi is that there's blackout moments. People just kind of just whip their limbs around because they're trying to create what they think is the correct shape, but really we need to just slow it down a little and regain that control, that mastery over the movement. All right, both hands down, settle to the middle. Shift your weight to your left leg, turn your right foot out 5 degrees. Change your weight to your right leg. Now your left foot could be emptier. Take the toe out and touch the floor out in front, the cat stance. Hold that, lightly touch that toe there. Then bring that empty foot back with it turned out 5 degrees. Change your weight over to that left leg, right foot now empty enough, ideally to go cat stance, touch the floor lightly. Then bring it back, change the weight. Now, Zhongjung, middle pillar, central pillar, not leaning and tipping all over the place. primary direction is down through the leg. If we allow that leg to operate correctly, then one leg can do all the support work and the other foot becomes empty. And then we change. Empty. Now let's add the challenge with the hands. The golden rooster stands on one leg. As your weight goes through your left leg, left hand is dipped into the water, right elbow bend, point the fingers straight up towards the sky, toe touching the floor, empty. Bring the foot back, nothing changes in the hands, and then change as the weight is changing, right hand down, bend left elbow, and then cat stance with the left fingertips pointing up. Bring that empty foot back, nothing changes in the hands. The hands stay as they are, this foot is empty, and then we shift, hands change, foot changes. Eventually, this movement actually has such an empty foot, let's go ahead and switch again, change, that instead of cat stance, which is safer, you can do this lifted position. But be careful with that, right? That's where people lean back and throw their weight out, throw their balance out. So that's why I'm always teaching this safer variation of golden rooster, but know that as you get more comfortable with it, instead of toe touch, it's lift. All right, but the key to that is sitting down through the standing leg, not pulling up the leg, it's sitting, staying grounded. One more each side, golden rooster, and golden rooster. Now return to the bear, just washing the palms. Washing the palms. Shifting, turning, sweeping across. Now the cloud hands. You could say the bear plays with the clouds. So sweep the hands across. Now your right hand vapors up and turns into a cloud up here. Left hand stays down in the water. Shift to the right leg, turn from the middle, cloud, sweep lake. Now the cloud rains down, the lake vapors up. Now we're ready to shift, turn from that middle pivot, cloud up top, lake down low, and then exchange. Shifting and turning, cloud, lake, and vapor rain. Shift and turn. Now I want to add a challenge. So we just did cloud lake. From here, your right foot should be empty. Bring that foot in and back out. Vapor and rain. Now shift and turn. Cloud lake. Your left foot empty, so as you're vapor and raining with the hands, bring the left foot in and then back out. And then we shift, turn, cloud lake. Bring the foot in, vapor and rain, step the foot out, shift and turn, cloud lake, vapor and rain. In, out, shift, turn, cloud lake, vapor and rain. And on the Monday class, this is the one that we're doing. It's our first advanced Tai Chi pose that we're doing in the walking class. We're working on walking sideways across the room while also executing this movement. And this is the classic Tai Chi that you find in all the different families and forms. The cloud hands, they all have a cloud hands practice. And now, left hand down, wash your paws. And center. Now we're going to work on the classic Tai Chi push. So we did the upper body right? We did the hands forward and back. Shift the weight here to your left. Turn your right foot out 5 or 10 degrees. Change your weight to that turned out foot. And now step your left foot in front of you. Now look at my feet here. Notice I didn't allow this leg to come too far this way. Often that happens because hips are tight, groin is tight. Keep the foot out somewhat, out to the side, but still have your toes point forward. Don't have your toes turned to that corner. So toes point straight ahead. Now, shift 70% into your front leg. All right, so if I turn sideways, I'm going 70, 30, and then shift back, keeping this foot somewhat on the ground, 100, 0. Shift 70, 30. Try to keep your whole back foot on the ground. Don't let the heel pop up. Keep it down. That makes this hip have to open. And then shift back 70, 30 to 100 and 0. Okay, so now I'm facing forward. Hopefully you are as well. We got this foot set up. Bring your hands up with elbows back and be in your back leg. So now shifting forward and let it transfer out to the fingertips. Full extension, but stay where you are in that 70-30 rather than getting pulled out of your base, right? And then turn the palms, shift back, draw back. And then from the earth, up the leg, through the hips, out all the way to the fingertips. Shift and extend. Turn the hands, receiving, and what's coming back, rather than pulling it back and throwing us off, think about it as taking it down through the leg to the earth. And then forward. Push. And receive. And let it go down through that leg to the earth. And then from the earth, like a wave coming up on the shore. And then similarly, like that wave, back to the depth of the ocean, back to the earth. Again, push. And return. One more. So this one's really good at helping us feel the liquid body. Because at first when we're doing this, it's kind of separate body parts all moving. We're sort of maybe shifting and then pushing and then pulling and then moving, right? We're sort of moving awkwardly. But as we find this flow, you can really feel like you are the ocean. And it's got that soothing quality like waves. Now, bring this left foot back, toes turned out 5 degrees, change the weight. Step your right foot forward. Remember, don't let it cross over this way. Keep it somewhat out to the right, toes pointing straight ahead, and we shift 70% into the front, full extension, and then receiving. Taking it down through that leg to the earth. And then from the earth, issuing, manifesting, and then this is returning, receiving. Again, push all the way to the fingertips and receive. So yes, we could think about this like, okay, I'm pushing something or someone, and you can use it for that. But think of it more in our scenario here as therapeutics, like a washing. You're washing the joints and tissue. You're opening up the various spaces that are closed off from each other, right? The compartmentalized state of the body, we sort of cut closed gates. We're opening those gates, getting this flow. This flow all the way through. All the way. One more. And then the final challenge we'll do with this exercise. So now, every time you come back, Step the empty foot back, change the weight, and step the other foot out, and then push, receive, step the empty foot back, change your body weight, step the other foot out and push, receive, step back, change body weight, other foot is empty, step it out empty and push, and receive, stepping back, changing weight, other foot empty and push, receive. One more of each. So yes, we're freely moving, but we're also organized. There's a looseness and a freedom. There's also a precision and control. Down. And our final movement called Sink Chi Wash Organs. Open, lift. Tip into your toes a little bit and sweep out and reach out in front of you. Bring hands back as if bringing something in the mouth, past the mouth, down to the middle. Now we do like we did earlier, the butt goes back. Sit, squat, and let all that tension out of your back. Just open the back. Push through the earth and rise back to standing. 2 more like that. Leaning slightly back and open, lift. Palms facing forward. Rock forward like we're doing sort of a wrapping around gathering gesture. Palms facing up. Rock back, the hands come as if bringing something in the mouth. Settle the hands to the belly button level and then hip hinge and sink. Push through the earth to stand. Last one. You rock a little bit back and open. Rock forward, wrapping around, gathering, palms face up. Rock back as if bringing in the upper gate, guiding down the central channel to the middle reservoir. Hips hinge back. Sitting, releasing. And then finally standing. Wings. Roll palms up. Fold over top. That's the closing gesture. And then we seal the practice. Here's the belly button. Go one hand over, other hand over. Relax elbows, shoulders. And take 5 deep, long breaths in the nose. Holding. Out the mouth, soft. When you're ready, inhale again. Out the mouth. Thank you so much, everybody. Close with this little hand mudra. Grab thumb, fold. All right. Make sure you know where your chair is as you go to have a seat. Any questions, comments? You'll have to unmute yourself. Yeah, great job, Art. If you have any thoughts, questions, or anything like that, feel free. I'm going to stop recording here.